Golfers, in today's video we're going to talk about 4 tips that's going to help you improve your driving. One of the biggest things we do see on a daily basis with a lot of golfers that struggle with driver is they tee the ball down too low. Stage 2, the ball position gets too far back in the stance and the chest gets too far ahead of the golf ball. So when the ball position gets too far back, the chest gets too much ahead of the golf ball, this left shoulder is lower compared to the right shoulder gets too high. And when I do that, my shoulders are positioned slightly to the left. When I swing the club back, this left shoulder works down too quickly. Anytime that left shoulder works down too quickly, my chest is going to get ahead. Anytime my left shoulder moves down too quickly, chest spins open, moves ahead of the golf ball, that shaft starts too steep in. So anytime this left shoulder works down for too long but then doesn't work up and back through impact, that's going to allow us to hit the golf ball first but then take a divot. Not so good with driver, you'll create a low launching shot and also not a lot of elevation. One thing you need to establish is your setup position. We don't hit the ball in the setup, but it sets us up for the backswing and also the downswing. One thing we want to see, stage 1, is we want to tee the ball up as high as we can. So half the golf ball is on the equator of the club face and half the golf ball is above the crown of the club face. For stage 2, we're going to set our feet in an adequate position that's going to help us allow the club to work low to high through impact. When we get the ball position too far back in the stance, the club is going to work high to low too early, and then from there we could sky the driver and we could also create a high shot that doesn't create a lot of forward momentum. So one thing, tee the ball up a little bit higher, start with your feet together, both feet at 12 o'clock on a clock face. We want to set the ball in the recommended position, which is the left heel lift, not left armpit. It's a bigger step in the right foot, so the ball position is dissecting underneath your left armpit. Your shoulders are level. Many golfers that struggle with driver get left shoulder too low, we have no spine tilt. So take your right hand, shoulders are level, take your right hand. What we're going to do from there is we're going to push our left hip a little bit higher. So I'm going to feel like a slight bump where my left hip just gets a little bit higher at dress. That's going to keep my upper body slightly behind the golf ball impact. Take your right hand, slide it down to your right knee. Place your right hand on the golf club. You can see from there, right shoulder is lower, left shoulder is higher. And I feel like my head is slightly behind the golf ball. The head's the heaviest part of your body, and it's also your centre of mass. Anytime my head gets ahead of the ball, you can see all my weight moves into my left side. Left shoulder gets too far ahead. Take a bigger step with your right foot. Ball position just underneath left armpit, and also left heel if you're struggling to develop that feeling. Feel like push your left hip a little bit higher, so feel like take your right hand, place it on your right hip. Push your left hip forward, so your left hip's a little bit higher. And then take your right hand, slide it down to your right knee, place your right hand on the golf club. Feel like I'm looking back, so my eye alignment is fixating itself on the back edge of the club head. As soon as I look ahead of the ball, that gets my left shoulder too low. So think about, keep your left armpit pretty much on the golf ball at address. Create that tilt, right hand, slide it down to your right knee. Create that tilt where your left shoulder's higher, right shoulder's lower. That's going to allow me to create this slight tilt where my left shoulder's higher, right shoulder's lower. We want to feel like we always stay behind the golf ball for a little bit longer into the downswing. Swing the club to the top of the backswing, my left shoulder does 2 things, down and then across. Then as I come back into the downswing, it's going to work down and forwards, but then at the moment impact where many golfers struggle is that left shoulder moves down and forwards too long. What we want to replace is we want to move the left shoulder down and forwards for a fraction of a second, but then the left shoulder is going to work up and back. Left shoulder downswing moves down and across. That's going to create this rotation upper body. It's going to enable the hands to create a bit more depth. Then as we come into the downswing, where many people struggle with driver, the left shoulder works down and forwards too long. When we do that, shaft gets a little bit steep, our chest gets ahead of the golf ball, and that's going to promote where the club reaches its lowest point after the golf ball. Great with an iron, not so good with driver to maximise launch but also keep the spin down. Your left shoulder is going to move down across the backswing, and the left shoulder is going to move down and forwards. Then this move that's going to prevent us getting a little bit too steep, your left shoulder is going to work up and back. As soon as that left shoulder works up and back, the grip end of the club's going to work up and left. Left shoulder working up and back, extend the chest towards the sky with the left shoulder working up and back. That's going to allow the grip end of the club to work up and left, enable the club to hit the ground where the ball is located on the ground. It's going to enable the club to work low to high through impact, but it's also going to develop that high lunge but low spin combination that everyone wants to achieve. So if you're struggling with your driver, the first thing you need to understand is your angle of attack. Of attack is a byproduct of where the ball is located in your stance. If it's too far back, the chances are we're going to create shaft lean, which affects 50% of our angle of attack and also dynamic loft. Tee the ball up a little bit higher. That's going to enable us to create this feeling of the club working lower to higher through impact. Stage 2, you're going to start with your feet together. Flare your left foot open, so it's a 10 o'clock position of clock face. Take a bigger step with your right foot. Stance a little bit wider compared to an iron because we're swinging a little bit faster. That's going to promote us to keep the balance a little bit more efficiently. Take your right hand, place it on your right hip, push your left hip a little bit higher. Second piece of the puzzle, slide your right hand down to your right knee. Place your right hand on the club, left shoulder's higher, right shoulder's lower. I feel like I'm looking at the back edge of the club head. If I look ahead of the golf ball, my left shoulder gets too low. So keep your left shoulder higher, almost feel like your left shoulder's pointing at the golf ball. As you swing the club back, we're going to try and create a little bit more upper body rotation. What does that look like? Think about what your left shoulder's doing in the backswing. Your left shoulder's going to move down across. Then as we come into the downswing, that's going to allow us to create maximum width from the top of the backswing into the downswing, which is going to enable us to create a little bit more space, and it's going to allow us to hit slightly more upward driver. So left shoulder's going to move down across. Then as we come into downswing, lower body's going to move out the way first, so the pressure's going to move into my left side. The grip end of the club is a reference point to my left shoulder. Left shoulder's going to work down and forwards, but then at the moment impact, where many golfers struggle is the chest stays in flexion for too long. Left shoulder's going to work up and back through impact, so left shoulder is going to work up and back through impact. I feel like my legs start to straighten, so left shoulder moving up and back. It's going to enable the chest to start extending. So instead of the chest pointing down towards the ground, chest is going to point up towards the sky, and that is going to enable you to hit a little bit more upward driver, create that high lunge, low spin combination that everyone wants to achieve, but it's also going to promote a shallower angle of attack. Things to impact, left shoulder working up and back, chest extended towards the sky, and I feel like the grip end of the club works up and left. That's going to get the club head tipped down a little bit earlier, which is going to promote this club head working lower to higher through impact, and that's going to improve your drive in no time. So think about, I'm going to try and get my sternum through impact over my left leg. So sternum over my left leg is going to promote me to get my weight more into my left side. It's going to help you improve your driving in no time. First thing you need to do is identify the biggest root cause, which is creating different symptoms. Don't guess, have facts and information in front of you, which is going to give you some clarity over what you're doing and why you're not improving. Stage 2, if you want more information regarding online and in-person lessons, I offer online lessons via the Skillist online platform. Click the link, upload a video of your swing, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I conduct all my in-person lessons at Glenbervie Golf Club in Scotland. Any thoughts, any questions regarding future content you'd like to see on my channel, comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.